at Groundsfest on the Machinery Nation stand today, joined by Josh. It's one of the most popular showcases for machinery, I think, in the whole event. Josh, can you tell us a little bit about Machinery Nation?
Yeah, so we run a YouTube channel. We obviously have got our other social channels like TikTok and Instagram. We love everything machinery. We used to own a dealership years ago. I say years ago, about 18 months ago, we closed it. We went full time into YouTube and marketing. So we provide marketing opportunities for a plethora of brands. We work with about 40 now across the UK. So it could be agricultural, garden machinery, it could be power tools. So we try and work with the biggest and best, basically.
And your own sort of, obviously this is driven by passion that you have just for machinery and equipment like this.
So started at a young age, late grandfather, used to go to a lot of steam rallies, a lot of vintage equipment. We've got some old saws which we'll have a look at in a minute as well. So that's, I love it. And everything machinery, we love getting hands on, and that's what it's all about, basically showcasing the machines in front of people.
And being a part of Groundsfest is great. Like I said, you've got this big stand where you've had several events and demonstrations on. So what specifically are you doing on this stand, and who are you involved with?
So this is our second year here. Years gone by, we actually just made a full feature video about the show, and then Groundsfest turned around last year and basically said, do you want to do a little bit more on that? And we come up with this idea of doing live events. So we do 3 live events each day. This year we've done chainsaws to start off with. Everyone loves the sound of a 2-stroke engine revving up and going, and that gets the crowd going as well, gets a nice crowd in. And then a little bit different this year, we've actually asked manufacturers to come in and get involved as well. So we do, part of our channel, we do comparison videos, and one of those comparison videos this year was actually standard mowers. We've included Grasshopper, Ariens, Toro and Hustler, and they've been represented by their area sales managers or national sales managers here on the stand. So it gives them time to speak about their products. We put them through sort of a slalom obstacle course. And also the other thing is it's nice because you are seeing sort of a friendly face. So if you want to go and talk afterwards to these guys on the stands, then they know who they're going to go and speak to. So they're not just walking blind onto a stand, which we thought was quite an important thing to include this year. So
absolutely.
And then we got a relay at 2 p.m, which is a machinery relay with a broad range of products. We've got petrol post drivers, we've got utility carts, we got a Hansa chipper, and we got the power tools from Milwaukee and DeWalt. So we included, again this year, a couple of influencers that do very much like what we do with their Instagram and TikTok as well. So they are included into it. So again, just broadening that reach of sort of marketing, showcasing these machines.
Well, let's talk about chainsaws then, because that's probably what's been one of the biggest draws, and certainly the most exciting for us is to see lots of chainsaws in action. This might be the only place in the show where you can actually see some petrol chainsaws, and quite a variety.
A variety in different brands.
Of different brands.
A lot of people don't see different brands going head to head. You go onto a steel stand, it's all steel machinery, or vice versa with Husqvarna. So
tell me first of all what you've been getting them to do.
So we've been doing a little bit like you would do in the real world, where you're doing cross cutting, you're doing snedding, you're doing bore cuts, you're actually taking the top of a bit of timber off, a little bit more of a steel cut as well. Obviously testing the speed of the machine, showing different specifications, how they work, how they operate, difference between petrol and battery. Again, old school, how something 70 years ago sounds compared to something modern day as well. So completely, a wide variety, different brands, different models, different CC. We all love them.
It's great to see as well, because we do go to a lot of events with Forestry Journal and essentialARB, and you do see a lot of people competing with their own skills, but always using the same bit of equipment. Is really you're seeing 2 or more different brands and different models in action at the same time. Can you tell us about some of the plethora of models that you've got here?
Like I say, we try and work with quite a varying selection of brands. So the first saw here is a Kramer CS45. Now, part of our YouTube channel, again, we try and bring out different types of videos. Now this one, I've actually got a video coming out on this very shortly. We actually put this against a petrol chainsaw. This is actually classed as 70cc. It's running a 3/8 chain as well, a large 3/8 mount. So it's got some serious grunt. So if you're looking at going battery, this is...
You'd recommend that one?
It is an absolute animal. But having said that, you don't always need the power. You don't need something that big. So then you obviously work your way down to your sort of smaller battery equipment as well. But love that saw. That is a absolute beast of a bit of kit. we got the Echo CS 7310 SX, which is a little bit more of an old school saw, obviously Japanese Echo. Which is, we put this up actually against the 372 XP. Now that's quite a familiar product to a lot of people.
Yeah.
The 300 series Husqvarnas. There'll be a lot of people out there that like the 357s,
Absolutely,
346s.
yes.
You know, they're a lovely range of chainsaws. This one's actually my own.
Okay.
This used to be a 365, but I upgraded the piston and cylinder kit on it, and put a new air filter, put the upgraded air filter, and that's actually a 572 XP clutch cover there, which fits on the 300 series saw. So yeah, I've been a little bit of a tart with that chainsaw, but everyone loves it with a chainsaw, all that sort of upgrading and stuff.
Another brand here?
Yeah, Milwaukee, big brand for us. We work very closely with Milwaukee, very well supported by Milwaukee on our channel. So we do a lot of their power tools as well as the OPE equipment.
Right.
Obviously Milwaukee are really getting into that OPE sector.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
twin battery, so it's running two 18-volt batteries, forged batteries, more power, more torque, bigger runtime. That's around 60cc in petrol equivalent. Again, top handle saw wise, you know, for arborists, that's
Still?
a 194, yeah, still. We've actually got the brand new MSA 190T, which we put that up against. The MSA 190T being battery, actually beat that in both tests today. This one's one that people will be very familiar with, especially if you've been on our channel, the MS 400.1, the brand new mid-range saw. They dropped the old 400 and the MS 362 to bring out this saw. That is a cracking bit of kit. Best power to weight ratio saw on the market at the moment, I believe. Ego, again, another big brand for us. That's CSX 5000. This is a 56 volt chainsaw. Again, everyone knows a lot about Ego. That battery will fit in the rest of their tools in the range.
This one I don't think I've seen before.
No. Again, this is one of mine. This is late grandfather's. Now, this wasn't running when I got my hands on it.
SolarX.
A little bit of tweaking here and there with my mechanical background, managed to get that going. Now that people don't realise, that is the first manufactured chainsaw that comes with a diaphragm carburetor.
Okay.
The rest before were all bowl type, so you'd have to either twist the engine or have to use them upright. So yeah, that's 125cc.
Wow. And all the modern safety features.
All the modern safety features, yeah. Just cut straight, that's all you need to worry about. But yeah, that is an absolute animal. It is a pig to start, but it does run. 261, another familiar chainsaw for a lot of steel fans there. Good mid-range chainsaw. We got a Johnson at 80. Yeah. Again, another one of my colleagues on the channel. That's his own saw, his father's saw.
And we saw that being compared against or in competition with the SolarX.
Yes. Yeah. So about 80cc that chainsaw. There's the MSA 190T, which is the new top handle chainsaw there from Stihl. That's running an AP200S battery, so it's giving you the sort of the best power to weight ratio on that top handle there. That's running a 3/8 chain. Again, we've done a video on that where we put that in hands of a trained arborist. MS 400, that's the old saw. Now that's one of our own. Again, they've replaced that saw with the new 400.1. And then really the two biggest saws in the UK and European market from Stihl and Husqvarna. So
I don't see this one often.
No, so both around the 90cc mark. You've got the MS 661, that's running a 36-inch guide bar, and then you've got the Husqvarna 592 XP. Yeah. So,
and this is just like a small selection of the number that you would sort of get to play around with and compare on your own channel. Which is must be a big advantage for you. I suppose a lot of arborists and tree fellers, hand cutters, spend a lot of their time just with the one type of sticking to the one brand, not really getting out to compare and contrast.
Well, it's what you're brought up with. You know, my other grandfather, actually, that's where another love of the chainsaw sort of side of things of it comes from. He used to work for a company called Delbridges in our local village, and they were taken on by Husqvarna for their technical side in the UK. So anything that Husqvarna UK couldn't fix, it went to them, and the guys there made their own tools. It was very old school, you know, it was very, very old school. And yeah, again, we've got both sides of the family that have basically been in the machinery business, basically. And
do you still have a preference yourself, or are you now at the stage where you think they all have their plus points?
Yeah, so I use a lot of Milwaukee power tools. Obviously love Husqvarna old school saws, but also have got Stihl equipment as well. So I think yeah, unless you're completely dead against a brand, I think you've got to have a mix. You've got to be able to get your hands on something.
And out of interest, as someone who tries an awful lot of the mix between petrol and battery products and sees gets their hands on the latest stuff coming through, how do you think battery chainsaws are doing these days?
Battery certainly getting there. Very, very comparable to petrol, if not more power than petrol. But the big thing with obviously, especially petrol heads, is getting their head around the fact that you can still swap a battery out, and if you've got a couple of batteries and you have got a charging point, that saw will do exactly the same as a petrol equivalent. There's certain products on the market like hedge cutters. There's no point buying petrol anymore. Those hedge cutters will just last for hours and hours and hours on a battery charge. You'll get most of your day's work done with 2 batteries anyway, without the fumes and the fuss. So.
Okay, great. Well, Josh, thank you very much for talking us through all the saws and letting us come on the stand today. If you haven't already, make sure to check out the Machinery Nation YouTube channel and subscribe, of course. And if you haven't already subscribed to our channel, what are you doing? But Josh, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.